Can't tell you how many times I see listings and for sale by owner groups where they list their revenue as that's what they make and that's what they take home. Obviously, if you're going to buy a business, you don't really care what the revenue is, you care what the bottom line take-home cash flow is. So it's important to remember that businesses are valued at bottom line cash flow. You could have an unprofitable business that's valued at a multiple of revenue, but at that multiple, it's going to be relatively low. Most businesses are going to sell at a multiple of cash flow because the business owner is there to try to make money. So if a business is losing money, they probably don't want to come in and buy it. There are turnaround artists that come in, they might buy it, come in, cut costs, make some drastic changes, but they're also going to pay very low prices. We also see a lot of confusion between gross profit and net profit. Again, net profit includes all expenses. Gross profit is just, say, your cost of goods sold. So I'll see people in these groups, they don't like to give the full picture. They'll say things like, I do $200,000 a year in revenue at a 70% margin. And it's like, well, I know that you're not really netting 70%. Like, there are other costs and other expenses going in that you're not counting. That's your gross profit, not your net profit. We also see that really often with real estate agents trying to sell businesses. It comes into play a lot in restaurants, is that they'll just put basically the food costs. So they'll do the revenue minus the food costs, and they'll say that's the profit of the business. That's not the profit of the business. I mean, you have rent, you have servers, you have all kinds of other things. That's one of the areas where real estate agents just do a terrible job of trying to sell businesses. So both of these, whether it's looking at revenue or gross profits, tend to lead sellers to think of overinflated values. So if they think their company's worth 3 times their revenue when it's really worth 3 times their profit, they have a way out of whack range of what their business is worth. The same with their gross profits. I think they're worth 3 times their gross profits. They're going to have a very highly overinflated value. So this is something we see all the time, especially when trying to look at off-market deals. They're confusing revenue, gross profit with net profit.